Hi you guys. Today we're going to be creating our very own Sistine Chapel ceilings using some shape tracers to help us. So the first thing we're going to do is draw a bunch of shapes. And when you're done drawing your shapes, we are going to tape your paper under the table, and you are going to paint just like Michelangelo did underneath the table. So your paper will be taped above your head, and you'll see how hard it was for him to have to paint the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. But we're going to be drawing some shapes today and painting to design how you want your ceiling to look. So you're going to get some things you can trace, and you just need to decide how you want to lay out your ceiling. So you might want to put a circle in the middle, or you might want to put circles in the corners. I'm going to put some circles in the corners first. So I'm going to trace my circle in all the corners. First I'm just going to draw some shapes. So I'm drawing some big shapes right now. Once I draw some shapes, not really even, doesn't really matter, I might add some smaller shapes around. I'm going to trace this little circle here, and I'll trace one here. I'm trying to make both sides look kind of the same so it's not random. So if I trace something over here, I'm going to trace it over here so it matches. Because most of the time, if you look up at the ceiling, everything's kind of in lines, usually. So I'm gonna make sure that my paper, looks a little bit like a ceiling. Once I draw a few shapes, I am gonna connect my shapes with lines. That's why you have a ruler. We're using this to draw straight lines. So when you use a ruler, you just put it down and hold it with one hand. And then I'm gonna connect those two circles. I'm going to connect these circles together and these together. And since I did those, I'm going to connect these together too. Now I'm going to connect these together. So I'm just going to draw some lines across my paper to connect my shapes to make the design of my ceiling. And remember, you want to make it look the same from side to side and kind of from top to bottom too. And maybe I'll draw lines here. Once I'm happy with how my ceiling looks and I feel like I drew enough lines on it, then you'll tell me, you'll say, Ms. Blevins, I'm happy with my ceiling design. So I'm happy with that. I think it looks nice. So then I'll tape it under your table, and you're going to paint inside of your shapes. And just like I said, whatever you do on one side, do the same thing on the other side. So I painted these half circles red, so I painted these red. I painted these triangles purple, so I painted these purple. I painted these yellow. Painted these red. So make sure whatever you do on one side, you're trying to keep it matching from side to side, okay? And that's how we're gonna start our ceilings. Next time we're gonna add our black outlines and a little bit of extra stuff. So don't try to paint the black today. We're gonna paint with black next time. Today we're just gonna paint colorful colors inside of our ceilings. So that's how we're going to get started.